Hello, text-to-speech chaos here. For gameplay parts of this tier list I will be using text-to-speech to describe the characters and my opinions on them. The reason Chomper is so far down is because of how limited his options are. Spikeweed is useless. Burrow is also useless due to quite a few things being able to counter it. And Chomp has horrible hit detection, meaning his only two quote-unquote viable options are Grody Goop and Slobber Shot. Grody Goop is really disgusting and overall annoying, however can only kill imps without any extra damage, and Slobber Shot isn't too reliable because of how much arc and drag is on it. And that is why I think personally Chomper is a D tier character. Corn is what you call a jack of all trades. He's good at nothing but bad at nothing, however some of his abilities are just overpowered. A prime example of this is Huskhop. While not as good as it was in GW2, it's still really busted. Shuck Shot is just a good ability. From GW2 to BFN, it has been nerfed to do 70 less damage and fires in pairs instead of at once. And Butter Beacon is kind of a meh ability. Sure, it gives you a damage boost and the ability to see enemies through walls, but I don't see too much use for it. His primary though, is pretty decent, however isn't too accurate due to its high ROF, so that is why I think Corn is a B tier character. Cactus is a character that has an incredibly high skill ceiling and takes a lot of mastery and skill to play. Skill that I used to have with this character, but I rarely play her anymore. So the amount of skill you have with her determines your placement of her, and if Sarah D made a tier list for this game, Cactus would be at S tier. I personally find Cactus really hit or miss. Some days I perform really well with her, other days, I just can't even hit a still target. Her abilities are really good. Drone is good if you know how to use it. Pedal Propeller is really versatile for situations. Potato Mines are really good if set up at really good and hidden spots. However, she is practically useless at close range, which contradicts the way I like playing, so I do try to play close range with her sometimes and epically fail. And that is why Cactus is a B tier character. Rose is a character that is more annoying than good. Her primary is pretty good. Aimbot plus Jinx is always reliable as well as Time Snare and Locked and Loaded being busted AF. Arcane Enigma is more annoying than good because of it being an instant get-out-of-jail-free card. Godify isn't really that useful, and Jinx is definitely a really solid ability. However, her two main letdowns as a low health pool and being really bad at close range prevents her from being an S tier character, so yeah, that is my opinions on Rose. Wildflower is like Corn but better. He can fit the roles for anything: drone spamming, close range, long and mid-range, he has it all covered. He has Attack Insurgent, a drone he can spam, and an explosive ability that he can combo with Smack, not to mention he also can get armor from fellow Wildflower allies, bots, and minions. He can also get an upgrade to increase his health. The only reason he isn't S tier is because he isn't stupidly busted like all other characters in S tier. So that concludes my opinions on Wildflower. Acorn. You've never experienced real pain until you encounter an acorn sweat. These living bouncy botanical beatdowns will, and I mean will, make you scream harder than Resident Evil. This character is the definition of more annoying than good. Sap Trap Spam. Acorn Dash Spam. This character arguably has more mobility than Brainham himself, but with a way smaller hitbox. And to rub some extra salt into the wound, this character gets a health upgrade. PopCap needs a huge brain enlargement. Okay, enough ranting, let's actually go over this character properly. His primary is really good, which adds to the annoyingness, and now for Oak, not as annoying as base Acorn, however still annoying nonetheless. Oak can just mash abilities, especially Super Sap Trap, and does way too much damage with his primary, however he does get bundled and destroyed very quickly. The only reason this character also isn't S tier is because he has to rely on high mobility and running away to actually play well. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Acorn. Next character! Exclamation mark. Peashooter is a very beginner-friendly character that can provide to players of all skill ranges. He has a good primary, decent health, good abilities, and overall is a really easy and fun character to play. Bean Bomb is decent. Comparing it to GW2 Bean Bomb, it has took quite a beating in terms of nerfs. For 1, it's louder, and for 2, it does 50 less damage. P Gatling is just an okay ability. Sure, it can do high damage with high ROF and accuracy, but it's very easy to get killed while using it due to you becoming a standstill target. Hyper, or P-Souped, in this game is decent for the same reasons as Bean Bomb, got nerfed from GW2 to BFN. However, with the Combat Adrenaline upgrade, this ability becomes ridiculously busted. This character also gets some really good, beginner-friendly upgrades such as Homing P, Last Ditch, Party Time, and as previously mentioned, Combat Adrenaline. So yeah, that's Peashooter. Really fun to play even if you're new and is really good in my opinion. Sunflower is about on the same level as GW2 Soldier as, really good at everything including healing and reviving. This character can literally beat out BFN Soldier despite being labeled as a healer. And with Sunflower, there's two types of builds you can run with her. A healer upgrade build, however the more fun option, an aggressive build. And if you need proof that this character is better than half of the zombie roster in terms of offense, watch some of my other Sunflower clip videos. Sunny Side Up is just the default self-heal ability, and Sunbeam is better than P Gatling due to it having no exit delay due to a bug that was never fixed. And Heal Beam is just so broken. It heals way too fast and can overheal other allies. I don't know what idea PopCap had with this character, but it certainly was not good. Snapdragon has the same aspects as Peashooter, as he is also really beginner-friendly, however on heavy amounts of unfair steroids. If you will just watch some of this gameplay, you'll understand why. This character, in all aspects is just Unga Bunga Braindead. 1. He can just ability mash, and 2. If you get within sneezing distance of this guy, there is a 90% chance you are done for. This dude's abilities, do I even need to explain how unfair they are? Swoop Slam and Blue Blazes are literally just free damage, and Blazing Trail is also really good as well. He also has a secondary, Flare Ball, which is decent, but there is another thing about this character to be wary of. That being the upgrade Excellent Accelerant, which can make you drop from full health to less than 50, depending on what class you are playing. And that is about it for Snapdragon. Listen, I can explain why Nightcap is this far up. Well, if you watch my channel enough you probably know why. She's like Cactus in the sense of she takes time to learn and get good at. Once you get good at her you can consistently drop 20 bombs with this character, in Team Vanquish. And with this character upgrades really matter, so make sure to always be using Fleet-Footed and other good upgrades like Clear Coating or Uppercut. Wait, no. Her abilities are great. You can use the Shadow Realm for many different chings, Fleet Footing for ambushes, and Shadow Sneak for rushing, dodging attacks, or retreating. Or simply cushioning attacks if you have Clear Coating, which you can do the same with in the Shadow Dome thing. And her primary is pretty good too, 20 damage, decent ROF and pretty accurate. And yeah, that's pretty much all about Nightcap. I probably do not even need to explain why this Charcater is the best plant, but I will anyways. We'll start with his abilities. EM Peach is just Unga Bunga Braindead, especially if you have the upgrade Peached equipped, and Spin Dash is a great entry-exit move. Naval Laser is amazing at draining mechs, dummy shields, and high health classes with ease. And his primary can do up to 16 damage up close, you heard that right, 16. Not to mention that he also has a shield that has 600 horsepower and is practically indestructible. And yeah, that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Peace.